Okay, so let's go over the patch notes. Hotfixes. Wow. Purge mana cost reduced by 20%. That's interesting. So that's a good little shaman buff. That's not even a PvP change. It's just interesting. That's it. Yeah. I'm surprised. That's not even a PvP specific change. They just did that, I guess, for whatever reason. PV or something. Here are the player versus player changes. Irrelevant. Hunter, marksmanship. Wind burst no longer displays ground effects during the arena match in Blaze Edge Arena. Maybe that was part of the reason why the map was lagging. So they just did that as a fix. You got affiliated? Congratulations, Cynics, on your affiliation. Am I Venruki's younger brother? Nope. Okay, Druids, Restoration, mana, PvP template mana regeneration reduced, that's good. Druids mana is one of the biggest issues right now, they just out mana every other healer. Overgrowth, mana cost increased, that's good as well. Deep Rooted now refreshes Rejuvenation, Regrowth, and Wild Growth on targets below 20% health in PvP situations. That's very good, so I think one of the interesting things about that is people are actually going to have to cast Overgrowth more often now. And now that regen's lower as well as the increase on Overgrowth, it's going to be really important because, yeah, I think there's less situations where people are hovering below 20% HP and they'll be spam refreshing than there is at 30% HP. So, I don't know. Some people think that's not enough, but I'd like to actually see how the changes play out. I'm personally more of a fan of the philosophy of make little changes and see how it plays out instead of just like gutting a class and making them dog shit. I hate when they do that. So, oh, Overgrowth, yeah, not Wild. Oh, yeah, okay, Overgrowth, man. Oh, that's really good. Oh, sorry, I misread the notes. Overgrowth, yeah, not Wild Growth. But still, that means they're gonna have to cast Wild Growth more often because one of the problems right now. After talking to Subites, he thinks that, yeah, with just Wild Growth, being able to be spam refreshed on someone under 30% HP is OP because it's insane. You just overgrow someone and then that Wild Growth is such a big part of that healing that's just getting refreshed. And like I said, I think it's less likely, or it happens way less often where someone's under 20% HP than 30%, obviously. So that's good. Also, I do like the Overgrowth mana cost change. I think it's smart. So people don't just spam it out on cooldown. They'll actually think about it. Oh, it's 35. Okay, so it's even higher. It's 35. So 20 compared to 35 is huge. Anyways, Mage Specs, Temporal Shield. I think this change is okay. So I guess when it gets purged, you'll still get the healing from it, which is good. I mean, unless, yeah. In my head, the way it works now is you put Temporal Shield up. If it gets purged, you'll get a little bit of the healing back from the damage you took, which is good, and you can't cancel it anymore. And I actually, honestly, just like thinking of this from everyone's point of view, as a mage, it's like, it's annoying, and some mages have said, man, it really affects my ability to outplay people. It's not really, it doesn't really feel like you're outplaying anyone. It just means that Temporal Shield means you're not going to die no matter what. Now there's at least the option for people to try to like burst through it, which I think is fine. It'll prevent those, yeah, it'll just make mages die more often, which I think is good because I do think they're too tanky right now. That being said, they're probably we're just going to die to Enhancement Shaman instantly in 1 millisecond, so it's good. I think there's some specs right now that are flying just under the radar, and they're gonna come up now that some of these classes are getting nerfed. Thanks, Vec. Appreciate that, man. Okay, so Temporal Shield, PvP template versatility increased by 30%. I don't know how I feel about this. I guess we'll see. I don't know if Mistweavers have the greatest representation right now. We did see them being played in the European regionals, and they seemed really, really strong when played by a good Mistweaver monk. But yeah, maybe they need this. We'll see how that plays out, I guess. Flash healing increased. I like that. Incentivizing people to actually cast. I guess it's just holy. So holy priests don't have the greatest representation right now. And I guess their healing was low. I'm not sure. I don't really play against them often. So they got buffed too. I like that some of the, like I said, I like that. I think it's better with like the Shaman change on Purge, on mana, Druid's mana getting nerfed, and mana cost kind of going up, as well as Deep Rooted getting nerfed. I'd rather see like druids be brought down a little bit and other healers be brought up a little bit, you know, to sort of close that gap instead of just like shitting on druids and then buffing other healers at the same time. And there's just a huge pendulum swing. Yeah, Warlock, Demonology, PP, Stamina reduced. Oh, thank God. Demonology Warlocks are way too fucking tanky. Soul Skin increases soul split to 30% and PvP was 40%. Good. So, really good changes to Demonology Warlocks. Maybe they can die now. Probably not. They're still going to be probably too tanky, but going in the right direction. You know Enhancement Shamans rely on procs to do damage, right? I guess. Maybe. I think Enhancement Shamans rely on procs to one-shot you instantly, but they still do good damage. Enhancement Shamans are one of the scariest things to fight in Arena for me right now. But yeah, I'm aware that they do require procs, but I think it's... Yeah. I think saying that you've gone 15-minute matches without getting a single proc, that's ridiculous. I don't know. That's like the same... I'd have to look at the odds of that. But that's like the same odds as getting struck by lightning or something. That's not the norm at all. And if you do get lucky and get multiple procs, people just die instantly. Anyways, Warrior. See, some of these changes I like. So the disarm one I think is good. Duration 4 seconds. Duration 4 seconds and a slight cooldown nerf. It's actually a pretty big cooldown nerf. 50% increase on the cooldown. While at the same time nerfing the duration. So that's a huge change, but I think it puts it in line with other disarms. Like I don't understand what's that Windwalker Monk disarm? Windwalker Monk PvP talents. Let me look at that really fast. I think the Windwalker, where is it? I think that now it's in line with the Windwalker disarm, right? Which you never used in a million years, but what is grapple weapon? Yeah. Grapple weapon is a 1 minute cooldown and a 6-second disarm. So, yeah. Still lower. Okay, so it's a little different. It's a lower cooldown. Grapple weapon sucks. I'm just gonna throw that out there. 1 minute cooldown disarm. Bad. Anyways, I think that change is good. I think Duel got over nerfed, to be honest with you. Duel's really good, but I think it got way over nerfed. I would have liked it just see. Honestly, I would have been happy if they went like Duel duration reduced to 6 seconds and Duel's cooldown was increased to 35 or like 45 seconds or something like that. I think 60 seconds and the 6 second. I think it's overkill. But whatever. Duel is dumb. I mean, it's really good, but I think having that utility is kind of interesting on an Arms Warrior.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
What will the weather be like in Canada next month? I heard it gets sunny in June. I'm from Scotland and don't know what the sun is.
I mean, you can look up last year's weather forecast if you really want, but it's usually pretty nice in June, honestly. Really, really nice. Especially if you're going to be going to the mountains and stuff. That's when like a lot of the wildflowers and stuff come out. I'll tell you, it's going to be 25. Let's see, weather in Calgary. I think it's going to be like 25 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so this Friday it's getting up to 26 degrees Celsius. So it's already getting warm, and it's only early May. God, 26? Can't wait, bro! Can't freaking wait. Alright, anyways, so yeah, those are my thoughts on the changes. I think most of these changes are really good. I think maybe some of the utility on Warriors got a little over-nerfed. I think the Druid changes are spot on. Mistweaver buffs, Holy Priest buffs, good. How come European Disc Priests don't go in 1 millisecond and all the US ones do? Is it just because they're playing the wrong spec, or I don't understand. Next on the chopping block, Enhancement Shamans, Holy Pallies, and all Mage specs. Nah. Mages are fine. Mages got their nerf. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, Mages got nerfed, so. No, we should be just fine, honestly. We should be just fine. Seems good. Okay, so for mage nerfs, I think easy mage nerfs, really easy mage nerfs are, they need to nerf Prismatic Cloak. So instead of being immunity, these are my thoughts on mage changes. If they want to do some like good nerfs, in my opinion, they need to nerf Prismatic Cloak to not be immunity anymore. I think it's stupid. Like Blink already being able to propel you, like having the ability to move you forward, move you backwards, blink out of line of sight, that's enough for immuning CC. You shouldn't just be immune. Then in terms of like immuning damage, I think it should just be damage reduction. Like Prismatic Cloak should be after you blink for 2 seconds, you take 50% less magic damage or something like that. That's still ridiculously good, but it's not completely broken. So they need to nerf Prismatic Cloak, and that will nerf Arcane, that will nerf Frost, that will nerf Fire. I think Frost Mage snares are way too good, to be honest with you. I think they need to get rid of that 15% increased snare talent, because it's actually, I personally think it's ridiculous. They shouldn't have that. What's up, Gommel? How's it going, man? I'm not even looking at my chat right now. I don't know why. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, so they need to nerf Frost Mage snares. I think Flame Cannon's too good. I think Flame Cannon, when you move, it should move all your stacks off. You should, like, yeah. Flame Cannon should work as you're standing still, and then as soon as you move, it should get removed. It's a big nerf to it, but I think, yeah, it makes mages way too tanky. And then Arcane. Arcane's fine. L2P. Cool. There we go.